Gen 9 has introduced us to over 100 new Pokemon, and with me doing 2 playthroughs, one of Scarlet, one of Violet, I've gotten to use a vast majority of them and develop my own thoughts and opinions on each one. So I figured that I would go find a tier list and just rank them about how I feel, my own personal experiences and use cases with them, and yeah, hope you all enjoyed. Now, please remember this is all just my own personal thoughts and opinions on each Pokemon, so one of your favorite Pokemon introduced in this gen may not be one of my favorites. Now that could be something as simple as me having a bad experience with it, not being able to use it properly, and my thoughts and opinions will generally change through time, so let's just dive right into the tier list. Now I put them on a scale of S to F. S is like, even among the national decks, these are some of the greatest Pokemon introduced. A tier is like the standout Pokemon, the Pokemon that you need to use. B tier, just solid Pokemon, all good around. Average Pokemon are like, they're just there to fill up the decks. D tier is Pokemon that I generally had bad experiences with, / do not like, / wouldn't use by choice. And F, like I would never use them even if you asked me to. So I'll be doing this by national dex order, so starting off with the Tauroses. I'll put all the Tauroses in B. We got a lot of good fighting types this gen in Quaquaval and Annihilate. So I feel like the Tauroses kind of got outshined. Because there were so many good fighting types introduced this gen, I didn't really get as much chance to use them, so I'm going to put them in B tier. Paldea and Wooper is neutral, average. Next up, the starters. Sprigatito and Florigato, I'm going to put in great. Meowscarada is goated. Meowscarada's signature move, Flower Trick, guaranteed critical hit. Its hitting ability is Protean. It's a very solid Pokemon. This Pokemon benefits directly from this whole Terra meta. I may not be the biggest fan of this design, but I would be lying if I said that I didn't love my little cat thing. Next up, Ukoko, Crocalgore, and Skeledreege. I'll put them all in greats. They're starters. They're all great. I'm putting Skeledreege in A, great, and not GOAT because of one reason. Torch Song is a great attack. It's broken, it increases your special attack every time it's used, and with its hidden ability being unaware, it could literally bypass any defense buffs that the opponent gets. But I feel like the only thing holding it back would be like its speed stats. So like it would be very easy to switch on to another Pokemon and like whirlwind it out, or even Dragon Tail it. Quaxly, Quaxwell, and Quaquaval, both of those go in great, while Quaquaval is goated. Aqua Step plus Moxie is very broken, especially when you add Baton Pass on top of it. I still like Meowscarada more than I like Quaquaval. I'm not the biggest fan of the design, but I would be lying if I said I didn't see the use cases in it. Lechonks, there to fill up the decks. I actually really did like using Oinklage for like the first part of the game. I'll put it in good. It gets ground type moves, it gets fairy type moves. It was very generally bulky. I was disappointed when I found out it didn't have a third form, a third stage evolution, but it did have a lot of HP and it more often than not helped out, so it was great. Dunsparce. I'm putting Dunsparce in goated just because we finally got a Dunsparce evolution and it is the most basic thing ever. It's basically pregnant. That's it. You have all these Dunsparce fan designs, fan evolutions, or it's like, oh, it's a dragon type, oh, it's a fairy type. Nope, literally just gets pregnant. It's because of the troll that it gets goated. Otherwise, I would put it in great. But Tarantula? It's average. Spidops, average. Nimble and Lockhex. Now I'm going to put Nimble in average, but I'm going to put Low Kicks. I still haven't memorized most of the names, please forgive me, but it's definitely sort of like that old school bug type where it's like, it may not be most useful later on in the game, but for like early, middle half, it definitely does its parts. I would say it only really starts to lose use cases once you've reached level like 40, but until then, it's a very solid team member. Let's see. Palmy, Pawmo, and Pawmot. They're a bit lower on the list, but I'll put these in. I'm putting Palmy in bad, Pawmo and Pawmot in average. The reason I'm putting it in average is just because even though it's a Pika clone that actually evolves, I did not found it to be very good. It ties back into the whole a lot of good fighting types were introduced in this generation. It's like, I find more use cases of the 3 Tauroses than I do Pawmot, and overall I did not have a good experience with Pawmot. Next up, Dadamos. I put Dadamos in bad, while I would put its evolution Mosshold in average. I know there have been some strats where it's like its signature move hits like 4 to 10 times. Or it's like if you use it on Annihilape, it'll just like make Annihilape have like maxed out Rage Fist. But aside from that, I don't see the benefit of using Mosshold, I'll be honest. I remember finding it on the same route as Pokemon League, but I didn't really find much use of it. It was very much just a Pokemon I didn't really care about. Fidough, average. Dachsbun, I'm putting Dachsbun in great actually. Great Pokemon, and I love the whole like bred dog design. Its design is really strong for me, and it's a good ability. It gets put in great right off the bat. Smoliv, Dolliv, and Arboliva. Because I haven't used them, I'll put them all in average for now. Again, there's only so many Pokemon you can use in 2 full playthroughs of the game. I do like its ability about how it sets up grassy terrain every time it gets hit, but I feel like it would have been better to just give it Grassy Surge at that point. Like at that point, you're just taking extra steps to achieve the same result, so that's why it's only average for me. Squawk ability. This is gonna be... I'm gonna put it average. I don't think they really provide much, really. They get Intimidate, they get Guts, which gives it some use cases, but it has a very low overall stat total, so I don't think it would give you much in terms of diversity. Knackley and Knackstack. I'm gonna put them average. I'm gonna put Knackstack in good, and I'm gonna put Gargantunackle in great. I actually did use this Pokemon extensively in my first playthrough until I got Glamora. And I'm just gonna say, I love the whole... It's essentially a Minecraft-inspired Pokemon in Pokemon. It's a tank that slowly does chip damage to a team, and I feel like it's a good Pokemon. Charcadex, Armorogue, and Ceruledge. Charcadet I'm going to put in bad, but Armoroge I'm going to put in good, and Ceruledge I'm going to put in great. Charcadet I'm putting in bad just because I had a really bad experience with it where I could not for the life of me level it up. This was one of the only Pokemon I had to search the evolutionary methods for, and when I found out that you could only get Armorogue in Pokemon Scarlet, I was so sad. Like, this was one of the only Pokemon that made me regret getting Scarlet over Violet. I mean, the Paradoxes as a whole, I like the Scarlet Paradoxes more. It was like, Ceruledge was like the one Pokemon, the one version exclusive Pokemon I wish I got. And overall, Armorogue, Fire, Psychic, it wasn't the best. I remember, it was on my main team, it was like on my main champion team. If I had the choice between Armoroge and another Pokemon, I usually went to another Pokemon. That's why I'm only putting Armoroge in good. Whereas the limited time I got to use Ceruledge, I remember getting Ceruledge in like a Terra raid, level 75, blew. And I mean, blew Armoroge out the water. It's definitely the better of the two. And that's why I'm putting Armoroge in good, Ceruledge in great. I did not like Tadbolt. Bellabolt is fairly average to me. I do gen locks every new generation. So when I saw Tadbolt, I was like, an electric type that gets water type moves? Sweet, can't wait to see its evolution. Not only was its evolution not my favorite design, it was in part water type, and I did not like using it on my team. First chance I got to get another electric type Pokemon, I kicked it off my team immediately. Wattrel and Kilowattrel. This is what I replaced. This is what I replaced Tadblood for. I caught one of these things at like level 30, and then I caught another one at level 40, and I just used that one. Now I'm really heavily debating putting Kilowattrel in great instead of good. Kilowattrel's moveset, level up moveset, is really bad. Really bad. I did not like it. It took me a long time to finally get a Kilowattrel that I half and half liked. So until I got Air Slash and Thunderbolt, it was very annoying to use. It would keep missing Hurricane. Discharge wasn't very powerful. Volt Switch. It did damage, but it definitely wasn't the output you'd want. I think I'll put it in good for now. I'll put it in good. On second thought, I'm actually going to put Ceruledge and Goat. It's like, it's great in comparison to Armoroge. That's why I put it here, but I completely forgot about this here, and I'm putting it up here. That's how much I liked it. Mastiff, average, gets Intimidate. But Buzzstiffs, it's good. Story-wise, it's a GOAT. It's literally S tier, but usage-wise, I'm giving it B, good. Shroodle and Grafify. I did not care about these Pokemon. Bramblett and Gramblegrass. It's like the same story with Avalita here. I just didn't get to use it because I was running Meowscarada for most of the game. I would like to use it at some point in the future, along with Avalita, but otherwise I'm just putting it in average / indifferent to it. Toad's cool and Toad's cruel. I'm going to be completely honest. Why did these exist? And I'm just gonna, I know this is breaking Dex order, but I'm going to put it ahead of time. Wiglet and Wigtrio, all of these regional fakes are F tier. Like, it would have been one thing if they were regional variants that just really derived from its original source. But this whole fake out, regional fake thing, I'm not a fan of it. I hope it doesn't continue into the next gen. Especially since Paradox Pokemon just eclipsed them by a mile. Cloth, F tier. Like, it was a Titan, but it does get an evolution. Doesn't really provide much. I don't really see many use cases for this Pokemon. Capsakid and Skiovillain. Ooh, Grass Fire. It's a typing that I've been wanting ever since Volcanion was Fire Water, and Ludicolo was Grass Water. It's like, it finally completes the whole trinity of Grass, Fire, Water types combining. I would love to use it in the future, even if it really isn't a good Pokemon on paper. I would love to use it. Rellor and Rapska. I tried using Rellor, couldn't really get any use cases out of it. And Rapska, completely average for me. Next up, Flittle and Espavra. Espavra? I don't know. Average and good. Tinkatink and then Tinkatuff is average, whereas Tinkaton, I'm debating putting it in GOAT just design-wise. A lolly with a giant hammer is a Pokemon. As a fairy steel type, it's not the best. It's definitely eclipsed by like Mega Mawile, Klefki. It definitely doesn't have that kind of usage, but I'd be lying if I said it wasn't my favorite design this gen. As a matter of fact, I'm putting it in S tier solely because of the design. It's goated. Even if it's not the best Pokemon, it's still one of my favorites this gen. Bombirdier. Ooh. I already used a lot of dark types this gen, so I would like to use that at one point, but I think I'm going to put it in good. Venison and then Palafin. Ooh. I was really excited when I found this thing in the wild. I was like, ooh, Dolphin Pokemon, yes, put it on my team. Oh, so already design-wise, I would put it in good. I was kind of disappointed with its evolution. It's like, you have to play multiplayer to get it to evolve, which, fair enough, whatever. But when I saw that I literally just got a heart design, I was like, oh, I'm disappointed. At one point, I debated switching it out for Don Zozo, just because of how much it wasn't providing for the team. But when I looked deeper into its ability, and found out that it's essentially Ash Greninja for Generation 9, goated. This thing is literally Ash Greninja in the game where they retconned Ash Greninja. It's just a fucking Chad. It's GOAT. It's GOAT. I will fight anyone who disagrees. It is goated. Varum as a Pokemon I think is bad. It's just because it's like quad weak to ground. It's very weak to many common typings. Reverum I will put as... I'm between good and great. It's like, I like the fact that it did the whole Starmobile thing, having customized impossible typings, different abilities, yada yada. I like what they did with Reverum, but I don't think it's like A tier, if you know what I mean. In terms of implementation, it's an A. But in terms of use case, it's a B. Cyclizar. It's Dragon Normal, so it's competing with like that one Gen 7 Pokemon. I forget its name. There's so many Pokemon that I'm forgetting the names. I'll put it good. And then Orpworm, F. I'll be honest, when I first saw its design, I wasn't a fan. I was like, does it get an evolution? No evolution, F. Like, yeah, like you could probably find some. Again, with Clarf and Orpworm, I just cannot for the life of me think about why you would willingly use those Pokemon anywhere after level 30. I just can't. Unless you were doing a Nuzlocke and these were the only two Pokemon you were stuck with, then maybe. But otherwise, I don't understand why they exist. Glimmet and Glamora. Glamora is A tier. I'll put it S tier because of its ability. It definitely outshined Gargantuar by a lot. Or Gargantanackle? Garganacl. I don't know. It's overshadowed. It's good. I like its design. I hate that Jita didn't utilize it properly, but it's S tier for me. Graveyard, average. Gravestone, I got swept by it in competitive. I was literally beating this guy 5-1, and then he swept me with this thing. Last respects is overpowered. I'll put in great. Flamigo, I'll put in good. The fact that this is Halucha's competitor is hilarious to me. And it's literally just a flamingo. That's literally the extent of its design, a flamingo. Sea Turtle, average. Sea Titan, it's great. Veluza, it's good, but as soon as Pokemon Home becomes available, it's becoming instantly outshined by Basculegion. Dondozo, I like its whole relationship with Tatsugiri. I'll put Tatsugiri in good. Annihilate, straight to GOAT. As a matter of fact, I'm debating putting it at the top of GOAT. Clodsire definitely does have its usages, and I did like using it for the most part to set up Toxic Spikes, Stealth Rocks. But I don't think it's S tier for me. I don't know. I'll put in great. Fragfarig is great. King Gambit. Oh boy, Supreme Overlord Supremacy. Jesus Christ. I'll put in great. I like how it's essentially just a warlord. Where it's like, when it literally uses Kowtow Cleave, it literally just gets on its hand and then just swings that giant sword on its head. I like its design. Use cases, it's not GOAT tier for me. Seems like most Paradox Pokemon are up next in the Dex Nav, but I want to get the Pseudo Legendary out the way. Good, great. It's not the best Pseudo Legendary in my opinion. It definitely does have its use cases. Loaded Dice, Icicle Spear. It's like, I loved using it in my second playthrough because it definitely does prove that it's a Pseudo Legendary. But I feel like its stat distribution could have been handled better. That's why I'll put in great. Gimming Howl and then Golden Go. Off the bat, I'll put these Gimming Howl in F tier just because they don't really provide much. You definitely remember the collection of these items more so than the Pokemon itself. But Golden Go? F tier. From F to S within evolution. And its ability, good as gold, busted. Steel Ghost type, busted. Last up, the Paradoxes and the Legendaries. I'll start with the past Paradox Pokemon first, since I'm more familiar with them. Giant Tusk, Goated, Brute Bonnet. I'll put it good. It's not my favorite Paradox Pokemon. Sandy Shocks is pretty great. Screamtail, I'll put it great. Fluttermane. Chef's Kiss, gold. It's a Mischievous, but it's so good. It's like special attacking Mimikyu, but it's just so good. Silverwing, I'll put good. Roaring Moon, design-wise, it gets great off the bat. Great. Iron Threads, I'll put it good. Iron Moth. Isn't Iron Moth fire poison? Good. Iron Hands. It's good. Iron Jugilis, I'll be honest, this is the Paradox Pokemon that disappointed me the most. Like Dark Flying, Hydreigon, it's like, Hydreigon's my favorite Pokemon, but I would have much rather gotten like a past variant that was like Dragon Poison so it could finally do something about fairy types and regain its status as the most brutal pseudo-legendary. Iron Jugilis comes around and it's just, gets rid of the Dragon typing, replaces it with Flying, but it's not my favorite. Iron Thorns, great. Iron Bundle is great, man. They made Delibird good. That's funny. Iron Valiant is like the one future Paradox Pokemon I would put in GOAT. There are a lot of goated Pokemon this generation, and I'm not gonna lie and say that there isn't. Next up, the Ruin Quartet. Ooh. I love the backstory in which is like, oh, they brought down an entire kingdom. And then their abilities, lowering defenses and attack the entire time they're out. Yes, so these two I'll put in great. Chien-Pao, which is my favorite of the quartet. I love its design, I love its ability, and this thing's goated just because it's a fire fish. Koraidon and Miraidon. I would put Koraidon in great. It's like, don't get me wrong, design-wise, I love Koraidon. It's like I play Pokemon Scarlet, I definitely formed more of a bond with Koraidon. But I feel like use case-wise, Miraidon's just better. But otherwise, this is my tier list of Pokemon Gen 9. Now remember, this was just my personal opinion. Some of you may disagree, some of you may agree, but in the future, when they introduce DLC Pokemon, maybe my opinions of them will change by then, but otherwise, this is how I rank every single Gen 9 Pokemon and form. With that, hope you all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, click that bell so you get notified whenever I upload a new video, and leave your own tiers in the comment section down below. I would love to see what you guys would rate them. But otherwise, this is the end of the video. I hope you all enjoyed. This has been Esrol. Peace.